Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Drew, and I want to say good morning and happy Monday to everybody. I'm titling this Learn How to See Better episode 3M. That's not a good title. Let's try it again. The 3M symbolic. My motivated Mondays. My magnificent Mondays. Yeah. My magnificent Monday. What's my magnificent Monday all about? Well, if you've tuned in for any amount of time to this podcast, you probably know that philosophically, I'm the type of person that's heavy into mindset, and I believe that our habits really guide the course of our lives. And you'll also hear me say frequently that the strength is in the routine, simply meaning that the routines that we create for ourselves are what really start to shape our lives and shape the results that we get. And so typically when we as individuals, or we as entrepreneurs, we as parents, children, siblings, we have to recognize the strength in our own routines. And then furthermore, once we have the awareness of how strong our routines are, then we need to take a moment to recognize, are our routines actually serving us or hindering us? Do your habits and your routines have you set up to go the places you want to go? Do they have you set up to reach the goals that you have set for yourself? It's something to really think about, your routine and the strength in your routine. So why does this have anything to do whatsoever with my magnificent Mondays? It's because today's Monday morning, and I've got a little bit of a routine and I want to share with you all, because your lives may be totally different than mine, which is a-okay. But to give it a high level outline of what a magnificent Monday could look like, or really what my magnificent Mondays look like, I'll keep the alliterations going. It starts with motion, okay? It starts with motion in the morning in specific detail. I'm an early riser. Rising with the sun is my thing right now. I've talked about the morning time epiphanies I've had, but I get up early, right? I want to meet or beat the sun. Why? Because there's a certain peace in my mind that accompanies watching the sun rise above the horizon, daybreak, taking a moment to soak in another one of God's beautiful creations, and to take a moment to even recognize the blessing that we merely had the opportunity to wake up today. So having a moment of gratitude is so important. You get up, you meet the sun, you meet your creator, and you have a moment to collect your thoughts and really get the right framework for your mind for the day. But even before I get heavy into mindset, I got to get moving. It's so easy to sleep in. It's so easy to get up. Well, it's harder to get up if you don't have a habit. Again, strength is in the routine. So I find that a lot of times it's easy for me to get up because I'm a motivated person. I hop out of bed with gusto and fervor because I'm excited about my future that I'm formulating. And then I'm frequently reviewing to make sure it's in line with what I want. But the key thing about getting your body in motion first thing in the morning, I'm not saying you got to go kick off at 5:30 as a triathlete, although it wouldn't be a bad way to start the day with a morning run. But sometimes just the motion or act of getting your body in motion. Simple things, low impact, just move your arms in circles, do a little hula hoop action, to activate the core and get some blood flowing from the top half of your body to the lower half. Do a couple of air squats, throw some air punches, throw some kicks, just squat down, do some stretches, take it to kitty style, head, shoulders, knees, and toes, and sing along, right? Find a way to make moving fun. And it's really just for a few minutes. You would be surprised how little motion it actually takes to get your heart rate up, to get your body temperature up, and to actually wake your brain up. That's the thing people probably miss. We feel like we gotta, make a mad dash straight for the coffee machine. And yeah, that's a great way to kickstart your day. But you know what's even better than that? Is your body in motion. Because what that does is it sets the stage for the day. Once you get your body in motion, your body and your mind and your feelings and your emotions, all of that's one big system. And I'm sure you all realize it, you understand it, but you don't think about the connectedness between the two. If you're able to get your heart rate up, Heck, even by just doing a handful of push-ups and sit-ups, or even a plank, or, some yoga pose, right? What you're going to find is you activate the heart rate, and then you start to get blood flowing through you. Your chi, your energy, your prana, whatever you want to call it, right? Now you have an ability to wake up the mind and start to activate your brain with that fresh oxygenated blood, because now you're moving, you're grooving, you're breathing a little bit harder, right? Again, we're not even talking about a workout. We're just talking about getting your day in motion. Some mornings I might just do this literally 5, 6, 7 minutes, 10 minutes, just to wake me up, get hydrated, get a little caffeine to kickstart me, because once I get my mind in motion, once I start to move and get my body in motion, then my mind is in motion. My mind starts to move. And then I might kickstart a little caffeine after I get going. And then I want to make sure my mind is set to the right page or stage for the day. And that can come in one of two formats. Typically, I like a little bit of input, right? If you wake up on the wrong side of the bed, you might need to hear a little Tony Robbins, a little E.T. the Hip Hop Preacher, a little Jim Rohn, or one of your other favorites, to get your mind changed to the proper channel so you can focus on the right things. Makes perfect sense, right? But we got to get the body in motion so we can get the mind in motion, so we could start to either have the appropriate mental inputs, either being some content that'll help shape your brain and tune you into the right channel if you're on a different frequency. Alternatively, it can be a great way to dump the things that are in your brain. What I find is I have an overactive noggin. I'm an ambitious person. I'm always, concocting some sort of idea. All the things that I'm learning are constantly swirling around in my head and looking to make connections with previously attained knowledge. That's a lot of times what you recognize is not what you studied today or yesterday that gives you the big aha. In some cases, it's what you studied today or yesterday that connects behind the scenes in your brain to pre-existing knowledge. And a lot of times that comes in your sleep. So it's important to make sure you got good, healthy sleep habits so you can do that overnight processing in your brain that takes place. As your brain goes through and sorts and manages and monitors and moves those events around, guess what? It's doing something. It's making magic. And you may wake up sometimes in the middle of the night. You may wake up first thing in the morning and recognize that you have something that you've maybe created. Maybe it's a new idea, maybe it's clarity, maybe it's a solution or an approach to solving a problem. And it's in your head right there first thing in the morning. Capture that moment. Capture that moment. A cup of coffee, white sheet of paper, and a full ink pen, and some quiet time to dump those thoughts can be a great way to get things out of your head and onto paper so they're crystallized and concrete. You might have the best idea, the best intention, but it gets interrupted by one of the other 50,000 plus thoughts that we have every single day, and you don't even get a chance to capture it. What a fallacy. You've had great ideas before and they just didn't stick because, next thing you know, the app dinged, calendar reminder, text message, phone call, and we're snatched from our very own consciousness when we might be in a quiet space. That's why sometimes doing these brain dumps first thing in the morning when you're fresh, not distracted, you're not waking up and in react mode, those are great opportunities to be able to take advantage of the quiet time to sort through your thoughts. So whether it's input or brain dump, that's a great way to get your mindset properly adjusted for the day. So my Magnificent Mondays consist of motion in the muscles, motion in the mind, right? And then I'm moving right into mindset, which is either getting input or creating output, creating content, taking an extract of my brain and my mind and what I've gone through. That's why you hear me talk a lot about reflection, introspection, carving out a new direction, okay? These things are so important because we are the authors of our lives. We're the star in the movie and the director. Is your movie a hit or is it a flop, right? You create it. Even if you're down in the dumps right now, guess what? You know what? When Rocky Balboa was pulling himself off the canvas, bloodied and beaten, and we're all just saying, get up, Rocky, get up. You know what? There's people in your corner cheering for you, even though you're face flat, bloodied and bruised, whether it's your confidence or even physically or mentally beaten, right? Into the pavement, into the canvas. And you might be at that point where you have to pull yourself up. Well, don't run from it. Don't hide from it. I heard someone say once, your mess becomes your message. How powerful is that? The situation right now that you're maybe ashamed of, that you're struggling with, is going to be the piece that gets others to gravitate towards you and rally around you if you're willing and open enough to be able to share those moments of whether it's embarrassment, shame, frustration, anxiety, guilt, sadness, melancholy, you name it. Own that so you can get over it. It's all a mindset. No one ever stays in one mood forever. Even depressed people. You're not sad all the time. Something can happen in your world to change things around and make you have a different perspective, even if it's only temporary because the sky's falling, right? So it's your motion, it's your mindset. And what's one of the third important things that I do on a Monday is meet. I meet with my team, right? I meet with myself. I meet with my spouse. I meet with my family, right? Meetings in corporate America or in business are generally thought of as like, oh my gosh, we have another meeting. What a time suck. What a drain of energy. But no, a meeting of the minds can often become a mastermind. If you don't know what the definition of a mastermind is, it's when two or more minds come together to create essentially a third mind. That's why they say, two minds are better than one. 1 and 1 makes 3. It's all how you look at it. So to be able to collaborate with your staff, your team, your supporters, your significant others, that's essential to have those mindset connections and those mental mappings take place, because that's when you get that periodic time to collaborate, to create something unexpectedly great. And that's why meetings are so important. The right meetings with the right people, with the right purpose, will get you the right results. Don't just meet for the sake of the meeting, right? This is the meeting so we can plan the meeting before the meeting. No. Those are inefficiencies that too many instances, folks punching a 9-to-5 have to, dealing with the 9-to-5 have to endure, is the senseless meetings. But I'm looking at meetings in a totally different way. Meetings that help you mastermind, meetings that help you outline the motivations, meetings that help you project on, if you're in business, that project and reflect on the money that's being made and was made, right? These are important things. Checking on the health of your business. You need to be able to meet regularly with your advisors, with your staff, with your counsel, so that you can make sure you are sticking to the script that you put out there, that you wrote for yourself, for your business, for your life, for your family, okay? So motion, mindsets, and meaningful meetings, that's how I get my magnificent Mondays. All right. I'm playing some games with the alliterations. If I was trying really hard, I'd try and rhyme it. But this is all, just fresh content, pure value training that I'm looking to share with everyone here. And I wanted to encapsulate it. I wanted to encapsulate it in a way that would be memorable and moving. So I went with the M's, the 3M. My magnificent Mondays consist of motion. I get my muscles working, and I get my mindset properly stimulated through input or through the creative brain dumps that we all should go through from time to time, and get that purge that's needed to squeeze some more juice out of the brain. And then third is those meaningful meetings that touch on your motivations, that allow you to reflect and get clarity around what is most important, what is some of the money component that you need to discuss. So these are the sorts of things that I do on a weekly basis that help get my week off to a great start, because in all reality, it's how you get out of the blocks. It's how you get out of the starting blocks when you're running your race, right? #OneStadion. So I think it's so important to make sure if you get out of the blocks with the right explosiveness and the right meaningful motivation, if you're moving forward in the right direction with the right motivation and the right meaningfulness, you are going to achieve monumental results. And that's what the fact is. So everyone has that same mentality, whether you're going in to see Mr. Charlie for your job, or you're going to see yourself and say, okay, boss, what am I doing this week? Getting your week set off on the right foot is critical. Before you win the week, you got to win the day, right? Before you win the day, you got to win the morning. And that all happens for most of us on a Monday. So there are ways to use your Mondays and make them magnificent. There's a stat that says that the most heart attacks that occur are on a Monday morning. What a sad statistic, because you'd have to think, like, why Monday morning? Well, You know what that feeling in the pit of your stomach is on Sunday night, right? That you get week to week if you're going to a job you hate or you're doing something that you're not really aligned with, right? Well, a lot of people are so stressed that, hey, even the old ticker says, I'm not going to job another day. I'd rather die than show up to see Mr. Charlie. And unfortunately, that's the case that actually happens for a lot of people. But imagine if we could turn that on its head. If you were looking forward with every Monday, like this is going to be a monumental milestone for me, where I make a mega transformation, you're going to hop out of the bed early. You're not going to need the alarm clock. You're going to be fired up. You're going to be ready to rush the hill and take it, right? Take what's yours. And that's what I want to have everyone do. Look at Mondays as a motivating factor. You know, my buddy, I wish I could say it, my mentor really, E.T. the hip hop preacher, Eric Thomas says, TGIM, thank God it's Monday. Everyone's looking for the end of the week so we can go, party and BS and sedate ourselves and, not think about the work that's going on in our life or the areas that aren't going well. I say spin that on its head. I'm right there with E.T. Like, thank God it's Monday. And the only thing I'd add to that is make sure you take full advantage of that Monday and get your week off to the right start. That way you'll be looking forward to Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday's just the culmination of all the great things you've done during the week and be that opportunity for you to reflect, okay? So with that, I wanted to share how I'm actually getting my day going. I'm literally about to step into my Monday motivational meeting right now. So with that, I'll go ahead and conclude this, but take notes on this and let me know what kind of feedback you've got. How are you guys out there treating your Mondays? How do you get out of the starting blocks, right? Are you positioning yourself on day one of the week, being Monday, to have your best week ever? Because to win the week, you got to win the day. And to win the day, you got to win the morning. So with that, thank you guys for your support and listening in. As always, take the time to learn how to see better, because the better vision and the better clarity you have, the more effectiveness you'll have in all areas of your life, from personal to business, physical, mental, spiritual, financial, and beyond. So with that, thank you again. Catch you on the next episode. See ya.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.